Didn't it start out as something else, too? The story originally, and then they found that this was actually the story that was important, the story that they could really make a difference with?
Yeah, absolutely. If you had a script, you would have missed the story completely.
Yeah.
So it was this sort of different approach to it. But then, how it's put together, which is, you saw, they did a masterful job of that. It didn't leave out any of those elements, and they're all interwoven and do hang off of that central theme. And they are relevant. They're all issues that are interconnected. But me specifically, I did a lot of the shooting and a lot of the clandestine climbing over barbed wire and trying not
all that fun stuff.
Be arrested.
Hey, Colin, how you doing?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Hey, hello.
Anyways.
Very good.
Hello?
Hey, Colin.
Okay, great, cool. Hi. I was curious.
Charles.
Is the dolphin hunting just isolated to this one village, or is it more widespread throughout Japan?
Dolphin porpoise hunt in further north, and then also the captivity industry is alive and well. There's in other parts of the world too. The Solomon Islands, they capture dolphins, and the argument there is because there's a part of the local population that uses the teeth as currency. So there's a broker there, and yes, I'll use his name. It's Chris Porter, and then there's Dr. Ted Hammond. And if you can feel free to sue me, they're already suing Earth Island and Rick Bovary, and actually, sorry, somebody. It's not those guys that are suing. It's another guy that's suing those guys. But
lots of lawsuits going around.
He has an operation in Solomon Islands that is capturing dolphins for the industry, and his argument is, I'm saving their lives from being killed for using their teeth for currency. It's just complete nonsense. The other place is the Faroe Islands, which are owned by Denmark, where they kill pilot whales, which are large dolphins, and for food. And the Minister of Health for Denmark has just issued a strong health warning that you should not be eating this stuff because it's so toxic. There's other pockets around the world where this happens, but nothing in such a dramatic way, and there's nowhere else because the other places because they're remote. This because it's being covered up. The extent of the cover up, the lengths they go to cover it up. That's what makes this particularly good. But so go see. Have you seen? Go see the movie.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No,
Thank you so much for calling in.
I grew up in Hawaii a little bit, and they had at a hotel dolphins that we could pet, and it was very exciting. But now as an adult, I understand how wrong and dangerous it is. And, that's something that makes me feel like I want to help make a change is being able to get to know the animal, but then also knowing that I would much rather see them swimming in the waves in the distance at sunset. And I know that dolphins have this innate instinct to help humans if they're in danger. I've heard many stories about surfers, rescued from sharks by dolphins. And so I'm wondering what in your life was the experience that you might have had that really drew you towards the dolphins and towards wanting to help them and bring awareness to people.
Yes, there are many stories throughout history of people being saved by dolphins and surfers in particular and sailors. They are altruistic. They do have this ability to help people as the only other species that would help another species, which is great. And then if you put them in a tank, Rick says it's the curse of the dolphin smile. He actually has a book called Behind the Dolphin Smile because he was a trainer and realizes that how wrong it is for a free-ranging sentient being kept in a state of controlled starvation to do tricks for food. And that does not work. And they say the argument that the SeaWorlds and other aquaria around the world give you is that, well, this is education. We have millions of people coming through the doors, and now that they're educated, and it's not. It's a form of miseducation. A lot of the other argument is, well, ours don't come from Taiji, from the dry fisheries, and that's not because they don't want them to anymore. It's because they were sued by Earth Island Institute. I think it was 1992 for trying to import them. So they have this other argument of saying that ours are born in captivity, so that's okay. And that's pretty much saying the same argument that was used with slaves, saying, "Oh, they're born into slavery. That's okay." It doesn't really matter where they come from.
Yeah, I mean, I would see them, growing up out in the wild, and then I'd see them in this little tank it was like a lagoon at a hotel, and they'd have them do tricks. But even as a kid, I'd feel a little bit badly about it, and it was very bizarre and awkward. But yet, it was really exciting to get to touch them, and they have such a strong energy, and they're really beautiful mammals. And then I went traveling a bit more on a ship around the world and seeing what it's like to be in the ocean and how much more water there is than land mass on the planet, and how there's this frontier and mystery with the ocean and all the creatures that kind of help guide you along the way when you haven't seen land for a really long time. It just really created a better appreciation, and certainly sparked my interest of wanting to be a pirate, and also kind of wanting to help protect these beautiful animals that were really kind of friends in the middle of the ocean. When you're at sea for 2 weeks and you see a whale, it's kind of awesome. So